It was minus 40 degrees, no heating system, no winter jacket, no grocery store, no modern shelter, just ice, wind, darkness, and death waiting for anyone who made a single mistake. European explorers with the most advanced equipment of their time died by the thousands in these exact conditions. Entire expeditions wiped out, but Native Americans, they didn't just survive these winters, they thrived in them for thousands of years. How? The answer will completely change how you think about survival, human strength, and modern life. When European settlers first arrived in North America, they brought everything modern civilization had to offer. Metal tools, advanced weapons, sophisticated building techniques, centuries of accumulated knowledge, and they still died. Thousands of them, frozen, starved, lost, unable to survive the very conditions that Native Americans had mastered for over 15,000 years. 15,000 years. That's how long Native American tribes had been living in some of the harshest winter conditions on Earth. Not just surviving, thriving. Building complex societies, raising families, creating art and music and spiritual traditions, in conditions that killed the most advanced civilization on Earth at the time. Today we're going to find out exactly how they did it, and what we've completely forgotten that they knew. Before we talk about how Native Americans survived winter, we need to understand exactly what they were surviving. Because modern people have completely forgotten how brutal pre-industrial winter actually was. Temperature. In many parts of North America where Native American tribes lived, winter temperatures regularly dropped to minus 30 or minus 40 degrees Celsius. That's cold enough to kill an unprepared human in less than 30 minutes. Every single year, for thousands of years. Wind chill. Temperature alone doesn't tell the full story. Wind chill in open plains where many tribes lived could make minus 30 degrees feel like minus 60 degrees. Exposed skin freezes in less than 5 minutes at those temperatures. Food scarcity. Animals hibernate or migrate. Plants die completely. Rivers and lakes freeze solid. Every food source that existed in summer simply disappears in winter. A tribe that didn't prepare perfectly in the months before winter arrived didn't survive to see spring. Darkness. In northern regions where many tribes lived, winter meant only 6 to 8 hours of daylight per day. The psychological impact of extended darkness on humans is devastating. Depression, disorientation, loss of motivation, loss of hope. Ancient tribes had to maintain psychological strength through months of darkness, without therapy, medication, or any modern mental health support. This was the enemy. Minus 40 degrees, wind chill that killed in minutes, no food sources, months of darkness. And Native Americans beat it, every single year, for 15,000 years. So how did they actually do it? Secret 1. They prepared 12 months in advance. This is the single most important thing modern people completely miss about Native American winter survival. They didn't prepare for winter when winter arrived. They prepared for winter the moment spring began. Every single day of spring, summer, and autumn was partially dedicated to winter preparation. Food preservation. Native Americans developed some of the most sophisticated food preservation techniques ever created by humans. Pemmican was one of the most remarkable survival foods ever invented. A dense mixture of dried meat, rendered fat, and dried berries compressed into compact blocks. 1 pound of pemmican contained more calories than several pounds of fresh meat. It lasted for years without refrigeration. Arctic explorers in the 1800s who finally started using pemmican called it the most perfect survival food ever created. A food invented thousands of years earlier by Native Americans. Drying and smoking. Entire summer catches of fish and hunted animals were carefully dried and smoked, creating food supplies that could sustain entire tribes through months of winter. The knowledge of exactly how to do this correctly, the right temperature, the right duration, the right wood for smoking, was passed down through generations with absolute precision. One mistake in food preservation could mean an entire tribe starved to death in February. Secret 2. They understood shelter like no one else. The teepee is probably the most misunderstood structure in all of human history. Most people think of it as a simple tent. It was actually one of the most sophisticated portable shelter designs ever created. The conical shape deflected wind from any direction. The smoke hole at the top created a natural updraft that pulled smoke out while keeping heat in. Double-layered walls with an air gap between them created natural insulation. The interior liner reflected heat back into the living space. A properly constructed teepee could maintain a temperature of 15 to 20 degrees Celsius inside, while outside temperatures hit -40, without any modern insulation, without any modern heating system. Just physics, just design, just 15,000 years of accumulated knowledge. Secret 3. They wore the right clothes. Modern winter clothing technology took centuries to develop. Native Americans had already perfected it thousands of years ago. Layering system. Native Americans used a sophisticated layering approach to winter clothing. Inner layer against skin, soft tanned leather or fur that wicked moisture away. Middle layer, thicker fur for insulation. Outer layer, waterproofed hide that repelled snow and wind. This is identical to the modern technical layering system outdoor companies sell today for hundreds of dollars. Native Americans invented it thousands of years before modern outdoor clothing existed. Specific animal choices. Not all fur is equal. Native Americans knew exactly which animals provided the best insulation for which body parts. Buffalo hide for robes, beaver for waterproofing, rabbit fur for inner layers, moccasins lined with specific grasses for insulation. This knowledge was so precise and effective that early European explorers consistently noted that Native American winter clothing outperformed their own, despite having the entire knowledge of European textile manufacturing available. But here's what most people completely overlook about Native American winter survival. The physical preparations were only half the story. The psychological survival strategies were equally important and equally remarkable. Strategy 1. Community over everything. Surviving winter alone was essentially impossible. Native American tribes understood this completely. Winter was spent in close community, always together, sharing body heat, sharing food resources, sharing mental and emotional support. The tribe contracted inward during winter months. Less space, more togetherness. Modern psychology now tells us that social connection is one of the most powerful protections against depression. Ancient Native Americans knew this without any psychology research. They built their entire winter survival strategy around it. Strategy 2. Storytelling as medicine. Long winter nights were filled with storytelling. This wasn't just entertainment, it was psychological medicine. Stories kept hope alive. Stories maintained cultural identity. Stories reminded people who they were and where they came from. Stories gave meaning to suffering. When the winter felt endless and hope felt distant, the stories reminded the tribe, our ancestors survived this. We will survive this too. Spring is coming. Modern therapists call this narrative therapy, using stories to reframe difficult experiences and maintain psychological resilience. Native Americans had been practicing it for thousands of years around winter fires. Strategy 3. Celebrating instead of enduring. Perhaps the most powerful psychological strategy of all. Native American tribes didn't just endure winter, they celebrated it. Winter ceremonies, winter dances, winter feasts on special occasions, transforming the darkest, most dangerous season into a time of spiritual meaning and cultural celebration. This is psychologically brilliant. When you frame a difficult experience as meaningful rather than just painful, your brain processes it completely differently. Cortisol drops, resilience increases, community bonds strengthen. Ancient Native Americans discovered this psychological truth thousands of years before modern positive psychology put it in a research paper. When European settlers arrived in North America, they brought their own approach to winter survival, and it failed catastrophically. The starving time at Jamestown. In the winter of 1609 to 1610, the Jamestown settlement in Virginia lost over 80% of its population to starvation and cold. Virginia winters are actually relatively mild compared to where many Native American tribes thrived. But the settlers didn't know how to prepare, didn't know what to store, didn't know how to build shelters properly, didn't know how to find food in winter conditions, while Native American tribes nearby survived perfectly well in the exact same conditions. The Franklin Expedition. In 1845, the most advanced Arctic expedition ever attempted set sail from England. 129 men, 2 modern steamships, 3 years of supplies, the best equipment British civilization could provide. Every single man died, frozen, starved. Some resorted to cannibalism. Indigenous peoples of the Canadian Arctic had been living and thriving in those exact conditions for thousands of years. The expedition failed, not because the conditions were impossible to survive, but because the explorers refused to learn from indigenous knowledge. Some historical accounts suggest local indigenous people tried to share survival knowledge with the expedition. The British officers refused to learn from primitive people. Every single one of them paid with their lives. The most advanced civilization on Earth at the time, killed by arrogance, saved only by the knowledge that ancient humans had accumulated over thousands of years, knowledge that Europeans dismissed as primitive, knowledge that was actually among the most sophisticated survival science ever developed by human beings. So here's the twist that nobody talks about. We call ancient and indigenous peoples primitive. We call their knowledge unsophisticated. We call their survival methods crude and basic. But here's what the evidence actually shows. The most advanced civilization on Earth in 1845 could not survive conditions that Native Americans had mastered for 15,000 years. Modern outdoor survival companies charge hundreds of dollars for clothing systems that Native Americans invented for free. Modern nutritionists are only now rediscovering the nutritional genius of pemmican and other traditional preservation foods. Modern psychologists are studying storytelling and community as mental health tools that Native Americans had been using as winter survival medicine for thousands of years. Modern architects study traditional indigenous shelter designs for insights into energy efficiency and passive heating. We didn't replace their knowledge with something better. We replaced it with something more complicated. And in doing so, we forgot things that took 15,000 years to learn. Maybe the most advanced thing modern humans could do is stop assuming that newer automatically means better, and start listening to what 15,000 years of winter survival actually taught us. If this changed how you think about Native Americans and ancient survival, next week we're going even deeper. What were the most extreme things ancient humans did to survive? Some of them will genuinely disturb you. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and comment below. Do you think modern humans could survive a winter the way Native Americans did? I'll see you next week.